I think that before the last class, we discussed regarding the how we can define the class in the Python environment and how we can work with the data and the method in the Python environment. Okay. So today we'll try to investigate the another part of the more class and object in more detail. Okay. So first I will discuss the one part that is the class variable. I think it is not discussed in the previous class, right? Class variable and the object variable. Object variable I discussed, but class variable I think I have not discussed it. Class variable.
No, sir.
Okay. So in the previous discussion we have seen that when we have declared one class structure, the class template, and within the class template we have the different variables. And when we are creating the object, each object is maintaining a copy of the variable, right? Now, so that's why whenever we are creating the new object of that particular class and we are accessing the variable of the particular object, then we will get a different value. Just for example, a student class. Now, when student class is one template, now I have created the student ABC and student XYZ and student MNP. Now the thing is, when I am creating these three class has the defined, the object has a defined copy, variable has a defined copy, right? So that's why when we are modifying the variable of the one object, it will not affect the another object, copy of the another object. But sometimes we need to work with the a single variable and that of the particular class, and that variable is called the class variable. And what is the difference between the class variable and the object variable? In the class variable, whenever you will modify it, it will affect the value of the variable. That means it has only one copy. When we are working with the class variable, it has only one copy of that class. But if you consider the normal variable or object variable, it has a multiple copy of each object. Suppose you have the n object and that variable has a n copy in the n class, n objects. Okay, the point is clear. So that is the, so we will demonstrate that things with the one program. Okay. So here we have taken the one class ABC. It is simple with the declare with the class keyword. Now I have taken the class underscore var equal to 0. Class underscore var equal to 0. Fine. Now we have defined another function method, not the function method. That is the init self comma var. Now abc dot class var equal to abc dot class underscore var plus 1. So basically it is the incrementation operation. So it will increment the value of the class var variable. Okay. Now second one is the self dot var equal to var. Okay. Now we have printed the two value. One is the object, the object value is this comma var, and the value of the class variable is abc dot class var. So the program is very simple. Whenever we modify it, the value will be changed. Value will be modified. That's why, how we can understand this? That's why we have taken this particular program. In the program, the counter, basically the class underscore var is working as a counter. And what is the purpose of the counter? Whenever a new object will be created, the counter value will be incremented by 1. Okay, so it will not, so it is not like that the value of the object will be modified. It is only executed, it will be only executed whenever a new object is created. So basically, if we check the counter value, if check the class underscore var value, then we can identify how many number of object has been created for that particular class. And this is the purpose of the program. And that's why, and this is also the perfect example, a very simple and perfect example of class variable, declaration of the class variable and the usage of the class variable. So this is the purpose of finally abc.class underscore var equal to abc.class underscore var plus 1. This is the increment operation. Nothing else. Okay. When it will be executed? During the initialization. What is the name of this init function, init method? Can you say what is the name of the init method? It has a particular name. Init.
Initialization.
So basically, it is working as a constructor. Whenever object is created, it will be initialized by some value, right? So that time period I am calling, whenever I am going to create the object, I will call the ob1 dot equal to abc23, right? And immediately the particular this statement will be invoked, abc dot class underscore var equal to abc dot class underscore var plus 1, right? And value will be incremented. Let's take the example.
স্যার ওই সেভ ডট ভ্যালের যে এটা করলেন না অবজেক্ট ভ্যারিয়েবল, ওইটা একবার না ওটা বুঝতে পারলাম না।
কোনটা বলো কোনটা
সেলফ ডট var is equal to var
বলছি দেখো, how many times I have created the object? How many times how many objects we have created in the program? 5. And you see the counter value of the class underscore var will be incremented also by 5, right? So it just, for example, if you just comment it, I have created the one object, so I have called the abc. I am creating the new object abc23. Immediately the compiler will call the init function, init method, and whenever compiler will call the init method, the 2 statement will be executed. Basically 4 statement will be executed. You see what are the statements below, because within the init method we have the 4 statements. First statement is the abc dot class underscore var equal to abc dot class underscore var plus 1. Object will be, the counter value will be incremented by 1, but this counter is the class variable, not the simple variable, the object variable. Whereas come to the second one, self dot var equal to var. What is var here? Var is actually the value which we have passed to the abc within the abc function call, method call. So 23. So that value will be assigned to the var copy of the var of the obj1 object, because obj1 object has one copy of var. obj2, now if we just decomment it, obj2 will be assigned another value of the var in the obj2 dot variable var variable. But difference is that when you are going to access or initialize the value of the object variable, you will do with the self dot operation. Okay. Whereas if you work with the class variable, you observe one thing, we have not used the self here. Instead, we have used the class name because this is the class variable, not the object variable. Clear? Here we are maintaining only compiler will maintain the only one copy of that variable, that is for the class, and it is called the class variable. And these two statements are clear to you. What is the third statement? Simply the value of the var will be printed. Which value of the var? From where, for which object it is used. That's why for the first object it is value is 23. And what is the last statement? The value of class variable is abc dot class underscore var. Same thing, because it is not a simple variable. That's why abc dot class underscore var. So we have specified the class name. Okay. This is the first part. Now, if we run the program, here we have created two objects. First one is ABC23 and ABC34. Okay, and ABC23 is printed here, and the value of the counter is also printed. And immediately when we are passing the object 2, obj2 equal to ABC34, the new object will be created. As a result, the value of the class underscore var will be incremented by 1. That's why we have got the value 2. If we do it for the third one, the value is assigned to 23, and then incremented by class value is incremented by 1, that is 3. So basically this program is keeping track of the how many number of objects we have created for the particular class. Okay. Any query, or if you have any question or please.
So does that mean that whatever is variable is defined outside of any method will be always a class variable?
No, it is not like that. Not necessarily.
So then how will we understand?
Look, I will give you the idea. Okay. Any other question? The concept of class variable and object variable is clear or not? It is very important concept. If it is not clear, then I will repeat it again. Hello?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Is it clear to all of you? Or I will repeat it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Basically, in the class variable, we are maintaining the one copy. And that's why we are accessing the variable through the class name. Okay. But whenever we are accessing the object variable, we are accessing via self keyword. Okay, and in that particular object variable, in case of object variable, each object has own copy of that variable. That's why if we change the value of the one object variable, it will not affect the any other value of the object variable in other object. Okay, that is the idea. So in another program, this is something different. Here you see we have taken the one variable even equal to 0. So basically we want to create a one object. Name of the object is number, and now we'll assign some value in the number object. And secondly, we have to check whether we will give the input as a odd or even. Based on that, we'll modify the value of the variable. Initially, we will set it to even equal to 0. Okay, even equal to 0. Now, what we will do? First function is the def check self comma num. Okay, so if it is a even number, so I will check whether it is even number or not. If it is an even number, then we will modify the value, and it will be set from default value to set to 1. Now, as per the even variable value, whether it is 0 or 1, we'll modify, we'll print the either it is an odd number or it is an even number. So what we will do? First we take the number, we create the one object, and we'll assign the value of that object, any number, real number. Now we'll check, we'll modify the variable of the counter. It is not the counter actually, the constant value. Even is the constant value here. So default value is 0. So when we are creating the object, the default value is 0. Before default value is 0, whenever we are assigning the value, it will be after checking the condition, it will assign either if it is already even, already odd, then it will be unchanged. If it is even, then it will be modified to 1. That is the purpose. So when I am checking the either it is even or odd, num modular division 2 equal to 0, then we are modifying the value self dot even equal to 1. But if it is not even, then it will be remain in the 0 state, 0, even equal to 0. Second function is the def even odd, that is basically the printing of the type of the number, either it is a even number or odd number. So here again self comma num, self dot check num, that is already we have checked the value, that is the purpose. Next is if self dot even equal to 1, then even, or it is odd. Else condition it is odd. So in the else condition means the default value is not changed actually, not changed. But in case of condition is satisfied, what is the condition? This is the condition. If num modular division 2 equal to 0, that condition is satisfied. If that condition is satisfied, then the even value will be changed to 1. Okay. So So here object is created. Okay. Now display Okay. So I have created another function that is basically print the value number dot even. Okay, number dot even. Okay. So I have specified the class name number dot even. Okay. So you see n equal to number. I have not defined any number. I have just created the object. I have not passed the value. I have not initialized the value. Okay. So default value is even equal to 0. Now 56. Okay. Now if we 7. Okay. Have you observed the difference?
Yes, sir. The class variable value remains constant, and when we are accessing it through self, then only the instance value for that class is changed.
Yes. If I again create another object, just do the same thing. Before. Okay. So actually, this is very small program, but if you understand the program, then you can understand the logic, how it is modifying. And secondly, the in the examination, in the semester exam or any kind of competitive exam, this type of program can be very effective for output checking. What will be the possible output? Okay.
Sir, so I have a query. Like, so we know that the instance values are initialized whenever the class is
Yes.
class is called.
Yes.
So in case of the class variable, will it be present even before the class is first called, or will it be instantiated at the same time?
Actually, your question is, can you repeat it again?
Sir, the question is, sir, that the instance values get created when the class is called for the first time.
Yes.
So will the class variable be present even before the class is first time called, or will it also be get created in the memory reference when the class is called for the first time?
Actually, you see, when we are calling the, so you tell me one thing, n equal to number, it is the calling of the class or calling of the creation of the object? In when
The
we are writing
creation of the object.
object, right? Actually, we are not creating the class itself. We are creating the object. Okay. And when we are creating the object, the copy of the initial value is present. And what is the initial value? That is either we have initialized during the init operation, okay, or it is a default value like that even equal to 0. Okay. So whenever you are calling the function, when you are creating the object, the either it will be initialized with the default value or it will be initialized with your provided value. Point is clear?
Yes, sir.
You see self dot even. Now it is value, you are getting the value. Self dot even. I modified this last statement. Display self even value equal to self dot even, not abc dot even. Self dot even. So we'll create another program that is the. So do you have any idea regarding the destructor in the C++? Destructor?
So not really know, but I've heard.
Okay, fine. I'll discuss, no problem. So actually, destructor is the just like the similar opposite of init function or constructor. Basically, in the C++, it is called a constructor and destructor, and in the Python, it is actually the init function, init method, and the del method. Okay, we have already created the init method, right? What is the purpose in initialization of the object, right? And deletion method, del method, or that is actually the deletion, is the when the object is no longer will be used, then you destroy the object. সো
এই আপনার মানে যদি আর অবজেক্টটা ইউজ না হয় তাহলে অটোমেটিক ওই মানে মেথডটা কল হয়ে যায়, এটাই কি
হ্যাঁ,
describe
আমরা
করো?
প্রোভাইড উই হ্যাভ টু প্রোভাইড ইট, উই হ্যাভ টু
হ্যাঁ,
প্রোভাইড।
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা।
ঠিক আছে, আমরা একটা পার্টিকুলার সিনট্যাক্স ইউজ করে সেটাকে ডিফাইন করব। ঠিক আছে
স্যার আরেকবার বলুন ডিস্ট্রাক্টরটা কি?
হ্যাঁ, বলছি 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 লিখি আমি। To 0, so def one interesting thing that normally Java and the C++, what is the default visibility mode? Private is the default visibility mode, okay, in a Java and the C++. Whereas in the Python, public is the default visibility mode. Okay, visibility mode means the access capability. Self var, so it is the initialization. abc dot class var equal to so this code is equivalent to this one. Okay, so that's why I'm writing the second one. Okay, it will be incremented by 1 during the installation. The value of the class var will be incremented by 1. Self dot var, this value is coming from this one, which value will be used to initialize, equal to var print so up to this, it is just like similar previous one, today's first program. Okay, now we'll create another function, another method. Del self, no argument, only one argument, self. So what is the meaning of abc dot class underscore var minus equal to 1? What is the meaning? It is just similar to this statement. Okay, this one. Print Okay. OB1 equal to first object is created, right? Now del OB1 I will add the one statement here. Okay. Now you see what we have added extra here. That is a del. Del method we have added. So del method is basically decrementing the object of that particular, the counter of that variable, the class variable. So basically del method is working as a when we use the del keyword, so resource will be released from the compiler by the compiler. Okay. And here you see the first we have created the object OB1 equal to ABC 23. So what I have done, I have printed the first value, initial value of the class variable. So that's why you see that I have added this statement here. You see, added the statement here, abc.class. That is, before incrementing of the class variable, I have printed the value. What is the advantage? What is the purpose? The initial value, when it will work for the first time, the initial value will be 0. But when I am going to create the second object, it will be previous value will be printed. That means value will be 1. If I am going to create the third object, the previous value will be 2, right? That value will be printed. So in the first object, OB1 equal to ABC 23, the value of class variable is 0 because of this statement, because its initial value is 0. Now I have incremented the value and assigned that 23 in the object variable, and then again we have printed. Now the value is 23. Now it is incremented by 1. Fine. The object creation is completed. Now when I have created I have executed the line del OB1, the object value, object with value 23 is going out of scope. The value of class variable is 0 because of this decrement operation. Clear? And when I have created another object OB2 equal to ABC 100, you see the value of the class variable, is again 0 because previously it's set to 1 minus 1, that is 0, and new object is created 100 and the class variable is now set to 1. But if I don't use this statement, it is 2. Okay. So if I use the delete del ob2, and ob3 equal to abc, what will be the value? What will be the final value?
So 1.
1. Why 1?
Because every time it's deleted, so it will start from the fresh, like 0.
Okay. But if I use the ob3, which 4, it is 2. So can we create the same object with the same name? Let's try. Okay. So okay. So this is the purpose of delete del function, del method in the Python. So in the del method, it is the just opposite of the init method. Using the del method, we can release the resource that we have acquired by that particular class, and the resource can be used for the further use. That is the main purpose of the del. Because whenever we are creating the class ABC, we are acquiring some memory space, right? We are telling compiler to acquire some memory space for my program. If you remember have you done the data structure?
Yes, sir.
Stack, queue, linked list?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Linked list.
Yeah, in the linked list. So in the linked list, we have created the node. First, we have created a node. One information and another one the address part. Basically, that node is created with the help of structure, right? The node is basically a structure that will hold the two part. One is the information part, another one is the address part of the next node. So when we have deleted the particular node from the linked list, whether it is the circular linked list or double linked list or single linked list, whatever maybe it is. So we have deleted the node. So what after deletion, after removing after discarding the node from the linked list, what was the last step? We have used a specific function.
So please repeat the question.
So when suppose you have that here, say for example, here you have the A node, B node, and C node, okay, and D node in a linked list. It is a single linked list, okay. That means address of B node is assigned to A, address of C node is assigned to B, and address of D is assigned to C, right? This is a single linked list. And now I have removed the C. Then what we have to do? We have to perform some operation by which you can assign the address of the D to address part of B. Address of D will be assigned to address part of B, right? So it is removed. So it is now dropped. The linked list is like that. But my question is it enough to perform the deletion operation to only execute this part only, or we need to do something more?
We have to change the link of the B pointer to point to the address of D.
Yeah, that we have to. After that, we have to make the connection between A, B, and D. C is now discarded. But remember,
No, we have to also delete the memory. That means using the delete key.
that is memory that is acquired by the C node. That is acquired by the C node, right? That is
Yes.
the purpose. So we have what function we have used? Free function, I think. Most probably free function we have used, right?
Free node.
Yes.
Yeah. Free node. Free function. Free is the function. So that is the calloc, malloc, and free. Define dynamic memory allocation function. So basically, that function is used to release the memory space, delete the data, and remove and release that memory space. That can be again used by the operating, and it will be sent back to the operating system. And operating system keep track of the unused memory. The operating system can reassign the memory, same memory location to some other program. That is the purpose. You can think about, we have the 1 GB program. What is the need of to release all these things? Yes, it is no needed for the small program. But when you are creating and we have your node is containing your object is containing the 5 MB space, memory space. Okay. So 5 memory space, what will happen? Then if you have created a 10 object, then 50, it will be 50 MB. So if you consider any game, any kind of 3D game, okay? So when you are, suppose you are moving from one point to another point in a 3D environment, okay? You always, suppose you are running a car, or when you are running the car, immediately your surroundings environment is moving, changing. In a 3D game, when you are moving from one point to another point, your dynamic and your environment is changing, right? And now, if every time you are creating the object, and obviously in that environment you have the tree, you have the defined building, you have the different objects, animal, whatever maybe it is, but all these entity are represented by the object. The object-oriented programming, whether it is an animal or whether it is a tree, it is a represented object. And when you are moving and all the objects are created on demand basis. It is not like that when you are creating the game, everything is already available, because you are in the 3D environment, you have the huge space. Virtually you have the huge space and you can create a different object, right? And now the point is, if you don't delete those objects which are no longer will be available for your purpose, are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Suppose you are here, okay? Can you wait for 5 minutes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just wait. I am just coming back. Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Suppose in a 3D environment, you are moving from one place to this place. Okay. Now this, suppose this is virtually, this is 1 kilometer or 2 kilometer virtually. Now here we have the object. You can, the observer has a particular visibility distance. Okay, observer means when you are in the 3D environment, a person or a character that you are playing, that is called the observer. Okay, now here we have the defined objects, tree, maybe tree, buildings, like that, and now you are moving from this place to this place. Okay, and when you are here in this particular point, all these buildings and objects are not visible to you. Then you means your avatar, not visible to your avatar. Okay, so what will happen? So when we are creating these objects, it will take some memory space of your system. Either you are creating them, you are using the laptop or mobile device, anything. In specifically in the case of mobile device, is very important. And so suppose this is the 10 MB. 10 MB memory space is required to create the object. And when you are coming here, so this part is totally out of your visibility area. So obviously, what is your need? You want to delete all these objects, and when you are moving from this position to another position, suppose you are another 1 kilometer, then these objects, whatever object you have in this particular environment, these objects are no longer will be used because it is out of your visibility scope. So you can delete it. Okay, and you can move. So this is the on-demand basis. You can create the environment in the runtime. Okay, and that's why if your processor speed is very slow, it's not very fast enough, then creating the object will take some time. And that's why when you are playing some game, a high quality game, then they provide the very system requirement. Minimum this frequency, this particular graphics is required. Otherwise, it will not work. Okay. So this, why I have taken the example, this is the one example where you can, very simple example, where you have to, you need to delete the object. Have you got my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Because why you will be used to delete operation? If you don't delete the object, what is the problem? Right now. Okay, so
sir, instead of completely deleting it, can't we just put it in an inactive state, and again when it is required, we can reload it?
Obviously, I have taken a very simple one. We can do lot of things. We can even whatever object we have created, we can keep it in a separate location, separate address, in a secondary disk, and whenever it is rendered, we can again recollect, bring into the main memory. We can do a lot of things. We can use the virtual paging concept. Okay, virtual paging concept, and that is the purpose when the game developer. That is the challenge. How you can develop a high quality game with the low resource. We can do we can incorporate many things. Okay, and particularly in gaming concept is very, the object-oriented program. If you understand the gaming the concept of the game, you just try to relate with the game. then it is very difficult, very easy to understand the concept of object-oriented. You can do a lot of things with to handle all this situation. You can put the dedicated search method, dedicated the engine, virtual engine. Okay, specifically in the virtuality and in this particular area, we can apply the parallel programming, parallel threading. Then that means whenever we are creating the object, the parallelly it will be executed, not sequential. Parallel manner it will be executed. Some threading concept we can use. Threading is basically software level parallelism, not the hardware level. Okay. Okay. So next program. So it is clear why we are, how to use the delete function and what is the need of the delete.
Yes, sir.
I have taken the one instance. We can consider the many instance. Okay, no problem. So next one, we will write a program. The program will call the one member method from the another member method. Okay, but within the class. It is not outside the class, within the class. Suppose ABC is the, yeah. হ্যাঁ বলো কি শুনতে চাচ্ছি না বলো বলো
স্যার ওর মনে নেটওয়ার্ক ইস্যু হচ্ছে, আপনি কন্টিনিউ করেন।
হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে
হ্যালো স্যার, শুনতে পাচ্ছেন?
হ্যাঁ বলো আমি প্রোগ্রামটা লিখছি বলো
ওই কোয়েশ্চেনটা আরেকবার বলুন, সেটাই জিজ্ঞেস করছিলাম।
যেটা বলছিলাম আচ্ছা বলছি আমি বলছি প্রোগ্রামটা লিখে নিয়ে আমি বইটি এক্সপ্লেন করবো প্রোগ্রামটা লিখছি আমি এই প্রোগ্রাম So here, so I already told default visibility mode of the Python in the Python is the private. So here we have taken the two variables. One is the one single variable, and this is the private variables.
Sir, you are not sharing your screen.
Oh, okay. Just a minute. So previously it was shared when I was discussing the delete operation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So here again we have taken the class ABC and def double underscore init, and within the init this function we have initialized the value self dot double underscore var. This is the private data. Okay, so we have taken the value var and that is assigned to self dot double underscore var. Okay, and now we have declared the another method within the function, within the ABC class, double underscore display self. And basically this display self is the function method that will be used to display the private member of the object or a class. Okay, not the class, object, private member of the object, right? So first we have assigned the value ob equal to abc. We have created the object 233. We have created the object ob. Fine. So this ob abc 233, this object is containing the value 233 in the private mode, not the public mode. So I need the one method, the class method, the method. This is also private. Okay, and this method is used ob dot underscore abc, that is the class name, then double underscore display, because since it is a private method, that's why you have access in this way. Okay, the ob name of the object dot underscore abc double underscore display, because this is the name of the display function, display method. Okay, and when you are executing it, var equal to 2233. So if we create the another object, oh, let's do it. Maybe. So I have created two defined object. So just like the private data, you can also declare the private method in the Python. So this is the syntax. Okay, def double underscore name of the method. Okay. In the next program, we will call the one method from the another method within the function, within the same class, not the defined class. That means I have the one method A, another method B. I will call the method A from B within the same class. Okay, so this is the purpose. So I will create another program, class ABC First part will be similar. Def IT self where here
স্যার বলছিলাম যে এটা পরের দিন করার না স্যার, ওভারলোড হয়ে যাচ্ছে।
ঠিক আছে ঠিক আছে ঠিক আছে, আমি এইটা কমপ্লিট করে নিই, লিখতে শুরু করেছি, ছেড়ে দেবো। ঠিক আছে
ঠিক আছে
ঠিক আছে, আমি তো আরো কয়েকটা প্রোগ্রাম করাবো ভাবছিলাম। ঠিক আছে হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে, আমি পরে অসুবিধা নেই। সেলফটা সবসময় আমাদের ইউজ করতে হবে। ঠিক আছে, এটা হচ্ছে তোমার ওই সি এর দিস পয়েন্টারের মতো অনেকটা, সি প্লাস প্লাস। প্রিন্ট সরি
So the self var is I think private.
বলো কোনটা?
Sir, in the display section, the self var should be private. Self dot underscore var in the display function.
Oh. Right. Yes. Right. So this particular program, the objective is to call the one function, one method, that is the display method, from the another method that is also belonging in the same class, that is the add number. Okay. So here I will, now we have created the object OB ABC23. So value is assigned. We have also displayed the value using the display function. Okay. Now we will add OB equal to before or 45. Wait, please. So it will be okay. Basically, this is the program is demonstrating the how we can call the one method from the another method within the same class. So both the add number and the display, both methods are belonging from the same class. The problem will arise when we will going to call the one method from the another class to another class. So generally, method class 1, suppose for example here, suppose I have a class here. What we are doing, okay. So here the ABC, we have the one method display, we have the another method add number. Okay, we are calling the display from the add number. Fine, this is the within the class, same class. Now the problem will arise when we are going to access the, suppose the XYZ, the another class, and display is here. Suppose print is here, print another one function, print is here. Now I'm going to access this method, not the function, this method from this method. So I'm going to call the method print from the add number. So in that case, we have to consider what is the visibility mode, what is the inheritance property, all these things. Okay. Generally, this thing can be handled very easily using the friend function. Friend keyword using the friend function in the C++. Okay. But we will see later how we can handle it in the Python environment. Okay. So next day, we will take some small example, small program, the real life program, and then we'll move to the next property of the object-oriented programming. Okay, like the inheritance, all these things. Okay, overriding, all these things. Okay, I think the next class we will complete the class and object concept. Okay, next week. Right. So if you বলো
প্রোগ্রামটা জানা একবার
প্রোগ্রামটা আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে বলো এটা হচ্ছে ফার্স্ট এক্সাম্পল যেটা আমি এখানে দেখাচ্ছিলাম এইটা এই কন্ডিশনটা এবিসি ক্লাস ডিসপ্লে অ্যাড নাম্বার ওকে উইদিন দ্যাট সেম ক্লাস বল প্রোগ্রামটা বল কোয়েরি থাকলে বল
ঠিক আছে
ঠিক আছে, ঠিক আছে। ওকে। ঠিক আছে, মানে একটু ওয়েট করো, আমি লিঙ্কটা দিই।
স্যার কি বেরিয়ে গেলেন নাকি?
অ্যাটেন্ডেন্স কি হবে?
বললো তো লিঙ্ক দিবেন। রোহিত ওটা বানালি যেটা বললাম?
বানাচ্ছি, কোনো বানাইনি।
স্যার অ্যাটেন্ডেন্স লিংক দেবে না লিভ করব?
স্যার তো থাকতে বললো, স্যার লিঙ্ক দিচ্ছে বললো।
কি করবো, লিভ করবো?
নিজেই বেরিয়ে গেলেন।
স্যার তো বললেন যে অ্যাটেন্ডেন্স লিঙ্ক দিচ্ছে, মানে লিভ করতে তো বলেনি এখন, কিন্তু স্যার নিজেই লিফট হয়ে গেছে।
আছে স্যার, কি আছে প্রেজেন্ট?
না না, স্যার নেই এখন।
আমরা কাকে অ্যাটেন্ডেন্স লিখ দেবো? হাওয়াকে?
এই তো স্যার জয়েন হয়েছে।
হয়তো স্যার দিয়েছে।
লিঙ্কটা কেটে গিয়েছিল তোমার, ক্লোজ হয়ে গেছিল। ঠিক আছে, ঠিক আছে, আমি ক্লোজ করে দিচ্ছি।
থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার।
ওকে।